You ever find when you do cold outreach, this is all that happens? Why won't you just fucking reply? Please just buy my shit already! I sent 100 messages and nobody replied. What's up, guys? It's Frankie. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the magic outreach formula. This is what we have used to close all kinds of deals. I've actually not only used it in business settings, but also to have cool relationships with celebrities, influencers, professional athletes. Shown this formula to lots of other people. We've had people close six-figure deals, and you guys are going to get it for free in this video. For those of you guys who don't know me already, my name is Frankie Finn. I've built 3 different digital marketing agencies, up to 100 plus clients, wrote that best-selling book, also helped thousands. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys a magic outreach formula that is proven beyond any shadow of a doubt to get people to respond. Let's get into it now. So before we get into the magic outreach formula, I want to tell you guys mostly what everybody else is doing and what not to do, because this is the way to not stand out. I'm actually a little, what one might call kind of a big deal. I'm a micro influencer on the internet, and I get pitched a lot of stuff. And I'll tell you, the biggest mistake I get is people send me a lot of clearly copy and paste automated messages that use a lot of I, me, we, talk about themselves, and then basically say, buy my shit, and then I never hear from those people again. And for the most part, the promise they're making is what I would call the undefined more, which is come down to Frankie Finn's More Emporium. We'll get you more leads and more sales and more customers and get more of some shit. And it's really just undefined, and the promise is not really clear. So I want to show you guys how to get out of that trap and how to use the magic outreach formula so that when you message people, you write stupid, simple messages that a third grader could write, but they actually work in terms of getting people to respond. Now, the first thing to understand before I show you guys this formula, the goal of outreach message number 1 is not to make a sale. You are not trying to get a stranger to buy your shit. It's to get a conversation that is started in the direction of a sale. In the same way that if you saw, say, a pretty girl or pretty guy or whatever it is you guys are into, no judgment of any of that, but if you see some attractive on the street and you go talk to them, the goal is not to get married or sleep together on the spot. It's to get a conversation going that leads in that direction, okay? So I want to show you guys the first piece is what I would call personalization. There we go. So personalization, what I mean by that is, what do you think most people are thinking about on an average day? Do you think they're thinking about themselves? Or do you think they're thinking about you and your product and your service? And the truth of it is, they don't give any fucks about you, right? So when you immediately open and start saying, my product, my service, my thing will change your life, you're talking about the thing they give the least amount of fucks. So I'll show you an easy way to do personalization. What most people do is they do this wrong. They say an empty, I hope you're doing well, hope you're having a nice day, hope all is good. Or they give some phony baloney compliment. I just love your technical SEO. That was one I got the other day. Couldn't help but laugh, and clearly it was just some copy and paste message. So the trick with personalization is you have to be specific. Now, the key with this, if you're going to put this into a formula, it is either I saw something about you or I noticed. And when I write this, I actually don't use the word I say, noticed you were doing blank, because if I start with the word I, that's about me. And again, it's the thing you don't care about. So in order to do this, you need to spend 2 minutes and actually just look up the person you're talking to. Now, what are some of the things you can talk about? Well, any of the shit they've posted on social media is up for fair game. Any of the articles or content they've published, any of the videos they've output, anything that's on their About Us page. So if I could just go to an attorney About Us page, saw that you and your partner got together 30 years ago at UCLA. That's personalized. That means that message was written to you and you alone, right? Or saw that you just published an article about the 5 ways to do blah, blah, blah. Saw that you were just got back from a trip in the Hawaiian Islands, right? Anything you can use to personalize to say, I wrote this message for you and no one else, that alone will change the dynamic of the relationship, because they do not give a fuck about you. Now, the next thing is, I'm going to write this as the Costco. And you guys, by the way, this video is international, so for those of you guys who are not in America, don't shop at Costco. Costco is a big international kind of bulk grocery store. You buy a lot of something. And when Costco wants to sell you a whole bunch of pizza, how do they do that, right? How do they actually sell you more pizza? Well, I'll tell you what they don't do. They don't say world's best pizza, quality pizza, try now. What they do is they say, hey, we made some. Would you like to try a free sample? And you try it, and almost always you're like, That was pretty good, right? That's not bad. Just out of curiosity, what would it cost me to get 7 boxes? And if you guys are like some of you guys out there, like my girlfriend, you got to take the box because you almost feel guilty not buying, and then you got to go around back and sneak it. I'm not judging you guys for those of you guys who do that, but I want you guys to think about the next piece of the message is actually a Costco free sample. And the easiest way to do this in our industry is to understand this simple formula right here, which is an idea equals free, implementation equals money. So you're going to give away for free what it is that you do in the form of an idea, knowing that you're going to get paid a lot of times on the implementation. So for example, if you do SEO, the oldest tried true thing is, let me run a free analysis for you, and I will show you how you guys are ranking. That's free. That's an idea. But when you need help fixing that, who are you going to call? Besides Ghostbusters? Me, right? So you want to set yourself up as that person, and the easiest way to do that is the Costco free sample. Now, I'll tell you, what will help you is to quantify and codify what you do into an outcome and not into the undefined, I'll get you more leads, more sales, more customers, more #1 ranking. And the easiest, by the way, outcome to think of is if you could only bring them one of somebody, who would you bring them and why? Right? So in my case, it might be like, hey, we'll help you get one high-value motorcycle case. I want to show you for free how you can get one high-value motorcycle case to a personal injury lawyer or to a dentist. I want to show you how to get one high-value veneer patient. I want to show you using Facebook ads how you can get one commercial roofing job, right? So you want to think and be clear and specific about one high-value outcome and give away the idea of that for free. And my favorite way to do that, by the way, is to give away the idea for free in a video. You don't have to do it in video. It works in a PDF, it works in a call, it works in a conversation. But videos are so non-threatening, especially if you can summarize the video in 5 minutes or less. Like, people may not buy from you immediately, but they'll watch a little 5-minute video. So if you can do that, I want you guys to think about it. And this is the whole thing with an opening message. In fact, often I just do this in 2-3 sentences. Hey, saw you just got back from the Hawaiian Islands. That seems really cool that your practice is doing blah, blah, blah. We figured out how to get high-value veneer patients. Would it be cool to send you a little 5-minute video? That's the whole opening message. There's a real power in it, though. We're talking about them and the stuff they care about, and then we're offering a Costco free sample. In fact, if you think about this, what most people do when they say, buy my shit, is they're asking to take in message #1. And when you give away a free sample, all of a sudden, every time you do outreach, you're giving away value. You're giving away value. Now, the next piece is something that most people don't understand, is that to actually break through with people in today's day and age, is the number of messages it takes is typically 4 to 7 messages. Now, why is that? I'll tell you 2 reasons. Reason #1 is people are fucking busy and they got a lot of shit going on. Reason #2 is because they get a lot of automated spam messages. And the way most people deal with automated spam messages, I used to study a little the pickup stuff. I had a friend, actually, by the way, a really well-known internet marketer, my man Dave Miz, who used to sell a product there, and I studied all his stuff. And one of the things is, there's a thing in the dating world called a shit test. And the idea is, if you see a pretty girl who's probably hit on like 100 times a day and has been hit on 100 times a day since she's 15 years old, and she knows she's pretty, and she just, various forms, for lack of a nicer way of saying it, gets offered some dick all day long, every day. Well, the worst thing you can do is if you just walk up and say to her one time, hey, I think you're pretty, like, well, she just heard that a bunch. That doesn't really mean anything. And so what her automatic defense will be to shut you down and almost to kind of deflect and say no. And what she's looking for, by the way, and most people don't understand this, is that, no, like, I'm actually really interested in you. Like, I understand that you probably just automatically reject me because that's your go-to kind of move, because for her, if she didn't say no, she would have to sleep with 100 men a day, right? Like, who has time to do that? Maybe like some porn stars out there. So understand that in today's day and age, that you're probably going to have to offer 4 to 7 free samples to actually get somebody to pay attention to that. And by the way, the best people I know at outreach actually do this infinitely. They actually proposition their market over and over and over, and they also run ads to those same people, and they send them stuff in the mail, and they call them. You don't have to be that sophisticated, but I want you to think about this as a campaign, not a one-off. A one-off is when you go, I'll try it once, you put one toe in the water, and you go, woo, the water's cold, although the water's not actually cold right now. It's hot as balls in Mexico. But as soon as you send one message and it doesn't work, well, you barely even pass the shit test, right? But what happens is, a campaign is when you have a series of messages that work in unison. You don't have to change it up, by the way. All I would change is the personalization and maybe just tweak the language, but it would still be the same Costco free sample. 4 to 7 times in a row. But and by the way, with the advent of AI and how easy it is to send mass messages and for people to personalize them, I suspect that in the next 5 years, this number will go more towards like 12. So if you understand that, you don't give up after the first sort of automated rejection, which doesn't really mean anything. They're not actually, most people assume if they don't respond, that means no. But I'll tell you, somebody who receives a lot of these messages, sometimes like I see a message and I'm interested and I'm just like busy with my kids and I go, oh, that sounds cool, I'd like to come back to that. And I forget, right? I'm human. And so when somebody actually messages me 2-3 times, I actually appreciate it. Just bought a new CRM through cold outreach because they were persistent with me. They followed up with me something like 5 times. So people want to be followed up with, especially if you actually have value to give. Now the last piece I'm going to give you guys is the effect of the multimedia. Okay? And this is something I noticed years ago. So what I mean by this is, I noticed that everybody who is kind of a spammer, so like people you didn't want to hear from in your life, how many ways do they have to reach you? Right? Usually either an email or like a Facebook or an Instagram DM, but for the most part, how many times did they message you, by the way, once? And they usually send a copy and paste, automated, kind of same script they send everybody. By the way, this is the opposite of scripts. This is a framework. It uses a process that's repeatable, but every single person you message is actually going to get something different. But the power of the multimedia is that I noticed the people you actually do want to talk to, they follow you around different media. So like I have friends, they can reach me on Telegram, they can reach me on WhatsApp, they can text me, they can email me, they can Facebook me, they can Instagram me. Like the people I actually want to reach me, well, you can simulate this on purpose. When you go to connect with somebody in your industry, don't just send them one cold email and then disappear into the night, but actually friend them on LinkedIn, friend them on Facebook. Connect with them on other social media, follow their YouTube, follow their Facebook page, whatever it takes to get in touch with them. And what I found is, when people, by the way, often right before they buy our stuff, like our mastermind, I'll often see like a YouTube comment from them, then I'll get a private Facebook message, and I'll get an email from them. And I can tell they're more serious just based on the fact that I'm seeing them on 3 or 4 different media. Well, you can do this on purpose. So when you're trying to connect with people to hack the system, what you want to do is connect with people intentionally across 4 or 5 different media. And they'll start to get familiar with your name. But this is the formula in a nutshell. So just to recap, magic outreach. Do not be confused by the fact that this is so damn simple. We start talking about the thing they care about most, which is themselves, right? The person actually receiving the message. And then we say, hey, put a little Costco free sample of some cool ideas for you. And by the way, the biggest variable with this, if you want to test ideas, is change the idea, change the outcome. From veneer patients to implant patients to we'll get whatever it is you change it to, what you're going to find is like you'll get different responses based on that. And then think in terms of sequences, not in terms of one-off, but think it's actually going to take 4 to 7 messages to break through with most people in your space. And that is only going to intensify as they receive more and more messages. So the need to stand out also requires repetition and also requires multimedia. Now this sounds like a lot, but it's really not, because you can write a personalization statement in 30 seconds. Just click on their profile, see their most recent post, comment about that. Also helps, by the way, in the multimedia to actually comment on their stuff, not just to have this be a one-way pitch fest. Offer them Costco free samples. Actually extend value. Every message is a give, not a take. And then realize it's sometimes going to take 4 to 7 gives to actually get them to respond. And we're going to do that in multimedia, and you can just friend those people. And what you'll find is if you do that, you'll start to actually see outreach work. Where it screws up for most people is they just send one copy and paste thing, they try and automate it and send it to 1 billion people, and it's just too easy to ignore. So if you start this with, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to give you value, I'm going to follow up with you, and I'm going to, just like people you want to talk to, I'm going to fit into your preconceived idea of what somebody it is that you want to talk to. If you do that, what you're going to find is outreach works continuously at scale. And if you guys are interested, we got a couple of videos on this channel that'll walk you through some more advanced methods of using these, because we have the ability, like Ryan's got a video on our channel about Pitch Lane, where you can actually send personalized videos at scale, where the client actually sees you talking about their website, and they open it up and there's a personalized video, but actually you just made one video and sort of like photoshopped in their website background using their software. And for those of you guys who are interested, if you watch that video, just search Beyond Agency Profits, or click on our channel and search for Pitch Lane, and you can actually get it for free. You can to try it for free. So Ryan was kind enough to give us that. But I want to show you guys because these are the principles, and almost always when people struggle with outreach, they violate these principles. They talk about themselves. They do it badly. They do one automated message and then they disappear and they fail the first shit test and never get through on step 2. So if that's interesting and helpful to you guys, I want to make sure you guys subscribe because this is what's working in 2024 and we got lots of other good stuff coming. And that's all I got for you guys in this video. Much love. May the force be with you.
Guys, if you like this video, you're also going to want to grab some free bonuses, which you can get at our website, Beyond Agency Profits. To make it easy for you, I've put the links to it in the description of this video, as well as pinned in the top comment. And we've got a couple of awesome things. This is what you'll get after you sign up. You get some of our best training, how we're closing clients over Loom videos, how we sometimes sign clients that is not a misprint for under $5 US. How to demonstrate your value in like amazing ways, trainings, how to have your clients write the best copy of your life, how we're closing without phone calls, campaigns that we've generated for clients that have done over $100,000, as well as scripts you can use to get conversations going with clients in under 10 minutes. All you got to simply do is go there, enter your name and email address, and then this is what you'll see on the other side. So if that's interesting to you, make sure to click the links below, and I will see you on the other side.